Hot Apostle. Help us build the kingdom. Like, share, and subscribe. So we have the kind of long story in the first reading from the book of Kings about Naaman the Syrian, and I hope you followed that story pretty well. That Naaman is he has a Jewish slave girl, Israeli slave girl, and she tells him to go show himself to this prophet, and so he does. And there's a few things going on, but he's like, that's too easy. It's too easy to go into the water and bathe. I want something more spectacular. I want a spectacular healing. And then one of his servants says, just why don't you do it? And I had a baptism this weekend. Deacon Mike had a baptism this weekend. This Naaman's cleansing is a foreshadowing of baptism. It would be nice to see some supernatural thing happen when you baptize somebody. But it's not the cleansing of the stain of leprosy. It's the cleansing of the if you will, the stain of original sin. Really, the defect of original sin is being healed. And so the healing of Naaman is a foreshadowing of baptism as he plunges into the waters of the Jordan and he comes up and he's healed. And we know that Jesus is going to be baptized and Jesus is really baptizing the water, if you will. He's cleansing the water for us. And we're not cleansed from, again, leprosy, which was a deadly disease that disfigured a person physically and ostracized people from the community and separated people. All of these kind of physical characteristics of leprosy, those are manifested spiritually in sin. And so that happens. Now, what about they want to throw him off the hill here in Nazareth? Because he says, essentially, Naaman believed when he was told. Now, it took him a little while to get there, but you people are stubborn and you're not going to believe. Basically, you're not going to accept me. You're not going to be baptized, essentially, is what, if we put it all together. And so what was their response? Their response was they want to throw him off the hill. I think about that, What if Jesus would have got tossed off the hill that day? Would that have been his passion? How would it, But it says he just walked through the midst of them. And I'm reminded of the fact that when he is facing his passion, what does he say? He says, nobody takes my life from me. I lay it down. And just like he walked out of Nazareth, he could have walked out of Jerusalem. But he didn't. He laid down his life. And so, we reflect on these things, the providence of God, the generosity of Jesus, and the openness to things that may not be spectacular, like baptism, like the Eucharist, even like confession. But God's grace and healing power are there, right? Just as God's grace and healing power was in the waters of the Jordan, and Naaman wanted something more spectacular, but indeed the healing was there. So let us be bathed in the grace of the sacraments of the new covenant.